Jensen made a really weird comparison at Computex, and I'm paraphrasing. Remember phones? We don't use them to call anyone anymore. In fact, the phone means something completely different now. And then he dropped RTX Sparks, NVIDIA's first consumer CPU, a super chip that, according to them, isn't just a faster laptop processor, it is the beginning of the end of the PC as we know it. So let's get the spec out of the way because they are genuinely absurd. And if I have to explain in a nutshell, imagine MacBook Pro inside a Windows laptop. The RTX Spark is a TSMC's 3nm super chip built in partnership with MediaTek. It fuses a 20-core Grace CPU with a Blackwell RTX GPU packing 6144 CUDA cores. That's essentially laptop RTX 5070 class graphics, except NVIDIA claims it's doing it at a fraction of the power. Anywhere from single-digit watts up to 80 watts total. And then there is memory. Trust me, this part blew me. Up to 128 gigs of unified LPDDR5X. That ties AMD's Strix Halo for the most integrated memory ever put in a consumer chip. But here's why that number matters beyond just bragging rights. With 128 gigs of unified memory, this chip can run a 120 billion parameters AI model entirely locally. No cloud, no subscription, no sending your data to someone's server, 1 petaflop of FP4 AI performance. For context, that's enough local compute to host AI agents that can actually see your screen, control your mouse, edit your code, and render 3D scenes without even phoning home. This ain't your Copilot plus Windows PC fluff anymore. This is your laptop now in an autonomous employee territory. Now NVIDIA will show you benchmarks like Indiana Jones running at 1440p 100 FPS in a 14mm thick laptop with no power cord, 12K video editing, 90 gigs of 3D scene rendering, and yeah, that's impressive. But gaming isn't the story here. Gaming is the Trojan horse. How you ask? Well, because NVIDIA isn't pitching this as a better gaming laptop. They are pitching what they call a personal computing paradigm with AI is the UX. The idea that you don't launch Photoshop anymore. You don't hunt through menus. You just tell your computer what you want and the agent does it. Controlling the apps, moving the mouse, pressing the keys for you. Adobe is apparently rebuilding Photoshop and Premiere from the ground up for this chip. Not optimizing, rebuilding. NVIDIA claims 2 times faster AI and graphic performance in Adobe apps on Spark compared to, well, they didn't say compared to what? Classic NVIDIA. And the list just doesn't stop there. All major developers, gaming houses, software like DaVinci, Riot, etc. are covered. As per NVIDIA's consumer product lead, Mark Everman, it is the most efficient PC chip ever built, and then showed 0 charts. So take that efficiency claim with a grain of salt until we tested ourselves. And here's the part that should make you nervous. The RTX Spark is ARM-based. Just like Apple Silicon, just like Qualcomm Snapdragon X Elite. And if you know the history of Windows on ARM, you know it's basically a graveyard. Windows RT died. The Surface Pro X was a beautiful brick. Snapdragon X Elite launched with massive fanfare and then, well, you can't even play Fortnite on most of them because anti-cheat software doesn't even work under emulation. Except, NVIDIA claims they already solved that. NVIDIA rep specifically said they are working with every major anti-cheat provider. That's a direct shot at Qualcomm's launch, where games like Fortnite and titles with kernel-level anti-cheat simply refuse to run. NVIDIA knows the gaming community will roast them alive if they repeat that disaster. And then there's the emulation layer. Legacy Windows software, the stuff built for Intel and AMD over decades, has to run through Microsoft Prism emulator. It works. It's gotten better, but there is still a performance tax. NVIDIA and Microsoft say they have spent several years optimizing this specifically for Spark. Jensen even claimed on stage that their chip can run any Windows application. Here's what makes this real though. It's not just one laptop. NVIDIA has basically every major OEM on board. We are getting the Asus ProArt P14 and P16, Dell XPS 16, HP OmniBook X14 and Ultra 16, Lenovo Yoga Pro 9, Microsoft's own Surface Laptop Ultra, and MSI's Prestige N16. 6 premium laptops at launch, expanding to 30 laptop models and 10 mini desktops. Microsoft even claimed that their Surface laptop will be company's most powerful model yet, which is corporate way of saying this is going to be expensive. And the elephant in the room, the DGX Spark, which essentially uses identical silicon, starts at $3,500 and goes up to $4,700. If these laptop lands in MacBook Pro territory, they are not competing with mainstream Ultrabook, they are competing with workstations. Oh, and if you want a full desktop tower, NVIDIA is already selling the DGX station, spotted pricing over $100,000. So is this the future, or is this just another overhyped ARM launch? I think the answer is both. The hardware is undeniably impressive on paper. TSMC's 3nm technology, 128 gigs of unified memory, RTX 5070 class graphics at laptop battery wattage, OEM support is real, the Adobe partnership is real. The anti-cheat fix, if true, solves the biggest gaming problem Snapdragon faced. But the AI is the UX vision? That's the make or break bet. NVIDIA and Microsoft are building something called OpenShell, a runtime that lets AI agents securely control your Windows apps. They are talking about new Windows security primitives so these agents can run safely without hijacking your entire life. It is being adopted by agent developers like Hermes Agent and OpenClaw. If that ecosystem actually works, if I can generally say edit this video like the last project but with a colder color grade and the agent just does it, then Jensen's phone analogy isn't crazy. The PC stops being a tool you operate and becomes a teammate you delegate to. But if it launches as a glorified Clippy that takes 30 seconds to open Chrome, then the RTX Spark is just a really expensive, really efficient ARM laptop that plays games well, which honestly is still more than Windows on ARM has ever delivered before. NVIDIA isn't just entering the PC chip market, they are trying to redefine what a PC is for. The RTX Spark launches this fall, and I will absolutely be reviewing the hell out of it. If you're curious or as skeptical as I am, drop a comment with what you want me to test first. Gaming, Adobe, local LLMs, or just can it run old Steam games without crying? Hit subscribe if you want to see the review the day it drops. Texans out.